Hey friends, it's Stephanie from Behind the Designs, and guess what today is? I wanted to share with you my Planner Perfect collection. As you can see, it is quite vast. And I will note early on that this is only the Narrows. So I mean, as I said, I've been with Planner Perfect since 2017 or so, and there's no room for me to put my hands. And so I have, collected quite a few covers. So what I wanted to do today was kind of just show you what I have. Again, I'm only going to show you the Narrows. I will debate about bringing in the wides or any other sizes and miscellaneous. I'll decide that later. But this is the size I started out in. This is my sweet spot. I love the narrow size. And for me, it's kind of like those older wallets, where they were long and you carry, at the time, maybe all your cards and so forth. But, everything now is on your phone. So that's kind of the size it reminds me of a bit. And I just found that it worked for me really well. It didn't give me the stress about filling up a page or pages if it was a 2-page spread. And so it's just kind of one of those sizes that will always be my go-to. Now, I will say that had I seen or started in a narrow prior to my other sizes, I probably could have saved myself a lot of trouble, because I have tried, no lie, I've tried personal A6, B6, what else? Pocket. I had a micro, but it was more for fun than it was really for any true planning. What else have I tried? I mean, I've tried so many sizes, narrow, wide. Now, I will also preface this video with there's very, very, very few narrows available in the Planner Perfect shop at this time. Jenny started to switch over to wides because, and I'll show you, I have one. There is the wallet size, which is, I think I just got an email saying it's being reintroduced or restocked on a limited supply. So when I show you my wallet, if you think you'll like it, grab it while you can. So I also have a few more off to the side over here that I just didn't have room to put them all in here. So, yeah, I mean, I have nowhere to set anything. I don't even know where to begin. When I started pulling these out, so let me also kind of give you a little heads up. I have these, or had these in their pouches in, one of those bins, the fabric bins. And, I just had them stacked in there. And now I want to bring them out onto my IKEA planning shelf, which if you've watched my craft room video, I'll try and remember to post a link above. That shows my IKEA, it's basically my planning desk. So I kind of want to move them up there. So I pulled it all out. I was going to show you all of them. Like I was going to show you narrows, wides. I had no more room on my desk to kind of do that. So we're going to just do narrow. Let me dive in. Okay, I'm just going to start over here in this far left corner, and I'm going to work my way down the row, and then I'm going to kind of, maybe I'll stand them up so that I've got some room here. Okay, so I am not saying that these are the exact collection line. These are kind of how I reference them. So here's the first two. And to me, they kind of fall in the same category. So this is going to be super close. Let's do this. While I am thinking of it, let's see if I can get these standing up over here, because I need some space. I don't have any space to work. Again, if you've seen my craft room tour, I have like this big project table, and it's big, but you'd be surprised when you're working on it how little space you have. And I'm also hoping those do not get in my way with the camera like resetting itself. Okay, I probably should have had a better plan. I thought I was all squared away, but I guess not. So let me see if I can't separate this pile a bit. Let's do this. Okay. I feel like it's dominoes. If I hit, like I hit this and I thought it was just gonna keep going. All right, let me see what I can do here. Let me get something to set this stuff on. One moment. Okay, so I have a little table here off to the side. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna kind of pick up some and put it over there so that I can kind of give myself some space to show you things. Let's tuck all of this in the back, and there goes the domino. This is kind of funny and kind of not. Okay, I think hopefully the lens isn't like kind of trying to pick up something else. Okay, let me get started. So much time spent on trying to organize this. I had it organized by how I was going to show you, so I'm just going to kind of try and do that. So let's take a breath here. Here we go. So I have these two. I call this the Metallics collection. Again, sometimes these are my names. I'm not saying that these are what Jenny said. So I call these metallics because they remind me of metals. They have a great sheen to them. This one here is Sangria. This is the one I was telling you about. And I mean, her color is amazing. If you can get past like the shine, the deep, rich red is super amazing for holiday time, Valentine's. I love it. And I don't love super smooth. So typically I do not like patent type leather. You know, it's kind of not my thing, but this is smooth. It's supple. You know, it's not going to get stuck to something, I don't think. So this is Sangria. This is Rose Gold. And there is, I want to say there's caviar also in this collection. So caviar is like a black color, blackish gray, more black than gray. But they are great, supple, flexible leathers. All of these, as far as I remember, other than maybe this one, which I'll show you, I believe they're all everyday organized, except that one and then the wallet. I think that's correct. Oh, and I have one out and about. So here is Sangria and Rose Gold. So I don't know. I think it would be cool if there was a whole collection of these. You know, you have caviar, you have Sangria, Rose Gold. By the way, there is a gold. It's called Madeline. I do not have it in narrow. I do have it in wide. But I kind of wanted to show you one size first because not always, most of the time I have a wide to complement the narrow, but not always. But there is a gold to this as well. I forgot about Madeline, who is gorgeous as well. So let me set these aside. Okay, again, out of the interest of just trying to give myself some space here, and I'm trying to make sure that like my ring doesn't hit anything because, you know, some leathers will obviously scratch up. So this is Jade. This is one of the original, I call it original leathers, back from when I was using it. It's almost like sky and lemonella. It's kind of pebbled. It's a bit sturdier. Not much, but it's a bit. It's still floppy. Again, everyday organized. The pen loops on the covers will vary. In the early beginning, they used to fit like a fountain pen. Then they got smaller for only like maybe a ballpoint pen. So it's kind of, you know, hit or miss sometimes with the pen loop, depending on, you know, what you wanted it for. But I haven't gotten over to this pile yet, but for the longest time, every year at Christmas, these were my two go-tos. There was, and I'm going to challenge myself to remember all the names. This is Poppy, this is Jade, and I love these two together. So, and as I do this video for you, I also have 3 other leathers coming. Yeah, so you know, it's just a thing. I like to have options. I like to change things out. Can I use all of these in one year? Maybe if I use, you know, switched them out multiple times in the month. But for me, it's just about having a color that I can match maybe with the books when they come from the sub box. And I like having that option. I don't want to have, you know, if my color's orange and then all of a sudden we're getting, you know, Valentine boxes, that it wouldn't work for me. So again, that's not to say you need all these leathers. I'm just showing you and sharing with you the collection I have, at least in the narrows. At some point, I will get to the other sizes. Okay, so this is Jade. She's kind of pebbly. And all of the leathers have Jenny's logo. And I love them. I love the fact that there's also this pocket here, which kind of goes unspoken about quite a bit. I don't know why. I think we just all tend to forget about it, but there is a pocket here for use, as well as these 2 front pockets. So that's Jade. Now, again, I don't have in the Pebble, the only thing I have is the Sky and Lemonella, but I don't have those in a narrow. Okay, so now let's get into, she called the Crack line, just because of the print in it. That is these 4. So let me move these forward. We'll push these back. And I feel like I'm missing one. Oh no, because she's in wide. Never mind. I'm just thinking, I know which ones I have, and I just think of them. And okay. No lie. It's a struggle bus. Okay. So here is, you can see partial anyway, the Crack line. And this is Isabella, Arabella, Yazabel, and Roxanne. I think I got them all right. All of these are everyday organized, I believe. Pretty sure. Yes. Okay. Isabella was also one of my very first leathers from Planner Perfect, and I love her. She's a bit different than the wide. I don't know, she just feels different. So this one here, again, it's got a bit of a flop to it, but it has structure. You put 3-4 books in here, and it's just a gorgeous setup. And again, everyday organized. I love the fact that the spine is reinforced. If you saw my video Tuesday, or no, last Saturday or Tuesday, it's the nature journals. I have a Chic Sparrow nature journal set up that you would have noticed in the video, does not have a structured spine. So the books kind of don't lay flat against the back of this. They kind of go in a U shape, because that's it's a round spine, and they never lay flat. I don't like that, but I do like that particular leather, just because it has that cute little pocket. It's got the daisy on it and that sort of thing. But I like the reinforced spine because it gives the Traveler's Notebook structure. I just like, you know, if I look this way, I can see all the books are lined up. And that's something I really can appreciate. So aside from that, I also love that there's this front pocket. Jenny has designed her leathers so that the front pocket fits, if I can grab this one, fits with a little bit of room on either side, her journal cards. So I really like that because I do like to carry them in the book that I'm using for that month. So here is Isabel. Arabella, I really, really love because she's a mix between brown and black. And in the fall time with the Scarecrow journal, it looks gorgeous. So if you're thinking about those things, you can get, I think, don't quote me, because a lot of leathers are in the retired section, which means once they sell out, they're gone. New leathers are coming in. So I don't remember all of them. So don't quote me on it, but I think it's still available in wide. I don't know. I do have this in wide. I do have this in wide. And the other three I just showed you, I don't. So I have that in wide. I have the equivalent. Yazabelle for me in the beginning was a hard color to get used to. In fact, I was going to sell her, but I ended up appreciating the nice caramel color that it is. So this, again, might still be available, but Unsung Hero, I do like her. Roxanne, I have not warmed up to yet. I don't know. I don't know if I like her, but I haven't gotten rid of her or, anything like that. But Roxanne, she really is pretty. There's just something about these in these colors, it just looks better. But I've seen setups with the Roxanne that look gorgeous. So I'm thinking I just haven't seen her in the light that she needs to be. So this is Roxanne. All right, let me move her or them. And then from that row is, again, this is going to be a challenge for the name. It may be a slightly longer video just because there's so many. But it's being kept shorter because I'm not doing the wides. But that's a side story. So this here is, Leilani. She is like a mulberry color, and there's a raised pattern on the cover. And it has like these almost, not burn marks, but like it's rubbed off or something. So like some of the parts look darker and then some of these look more brown. So it's kind of nice variation in it. Again, it is a little bit more structured, I feel, than these, which isn't a bad thing. I do have her in a wide. I do use her. I'm not sure totally that I'm like vibing on the print, but this was the only purple she carried at the time. But now there's Phoebe. So Phoebe and Leilani are kind of the purples. So this is Leilani. And then we have Azura. So I never choose blue. As you can see, the colors I choose tend to be on the darker or brighter side. I rarely choose blues. But Azura, if you can see, kind of has like these markings that look like it's a pool water, minus the charm there. So it kind of just gave me that whole summer vibe. And I did set this up intending to use it for summer this year. And I just didn't do it. I decided to stick with the one I had been using. But I set her all up. I have some extra cards in here. This is the Out and About. So the Out and About comes with all these, basically all these card slots. Front, and I'm going to drop this. Let me take this out. So they're in the front, they're in the back, and there's a zipper pocket here. So this is meant, and really when I thought about it, it's kind of meant for like when you're running errands to use as your wallet. I kind of decided I liked it for the summer because if I take this and I travel, again, I have all beach related books in here. And if I take it and travel anywhere, then I'll be all set up. I have, whatever cards I need. I can tuck money in here. There's a pocket here. There's a zipper. So it was kind of very much an idea for my travel journal. So again, I just decided to finish up. I'm trying to get this closed. Okay. Sometimes the little zipper thing gets in the way. And this one here is, you know, again, structured because it's double lined to hold all those card slots in. So this one here is Azura, and I think this one is slowly going away, so you may want to grab it if you love it. Okay, now on to what was the second row. I need a spot here. I'm going to grab some up so that I can put some down. Okay. All right. So let me go through these since they're now right in front of me. I call this the Suede collection. Again, these are my terms. All I did was put together all of the leathers that have kind of that suede feel to it. So they're not smooth, they're not textured, it's just a suede. Now these, depending on what they are, structure-wise, the structure of them will be different. So and I'll show you. Let me start at the back. So this is Jaja, and she is a beautiful leopard print. I am not a huge leopard fan, like a leopard print fan, but I do like this one. I don't pull it out often, but I do like her. She's very soft, and again, this one is everyday organized, so she's pliable. Same thing, but she feels great in the hands. So this is like, you know, your nice soft suede purse. It's kind of got that feeling to it. So if you go to grab it, it's not going to slip through your hands because it's got a texture you can grab onto. So that is Jaja. This here is Aurora. Now Aurora is, now you can see it in its entirety, a out and about. So it has card slots, zipper pocket, pocket, and pocket. And I got Azura. I think I got this one off of the Buy Sell Trade group for the unofficial Planner Perfect brand, and I only got it because it was kind of a gray and I missed picking it up in the store. But in the end, I ended up liking it because although I have Christmas planner setups, this worked out great during the holiday season where I could put the Christmas books in it, and they really popped against this color. And it's kind of like a grayish black, I guess, more gray than black. And it just felt good to carry. I could have my errands list in here, my cards, shopping list, Christmas list, that kind of thing. So I can pull the book out of my other one, pop it in here, head off to the store. So I do like Azura for that reason. And then my most favorite is of the Suede collection is it's my not Arabella. It's my most favorite, and yet I can't remember her name. Let's see, what is her name? Because I have her in a lot of pieces. I've got the tote, I've got the pencil pouch, I've got her in wide, and now her name is escaping me. Again, a nice suede. It's got this beautiful kind of a not hot pink, but a bright pink stitching. Again, everyday organized. The thing to note about the suede leathers is that they will easily scratch up. You can see, you know, the dents and dings. They are going to scratch easily. If you look close, let's see if I can get an angle. There, you know, up at the top there in the right hand side. So, you know, you can see the little scratches and more on the back. There's no way to avoid that with this type of leather. It is, again, easily scratchable, but you can condition it. But just know that when you condition this suede type material, it's going to make it darker. So if you love, which I do, so I had, again, ordered a bunch of things, and why I cannot remember her name, I should have tucked in a little card. I don't remember, but I don't know that there's anything left in the shop of this, other than there might be the tote, and maybe a B6 Slim or something of that. There's very, very little left in this color. I'll remember it, I'll come back to it. But I do love this color. It's not pink, it's not purple, it's just like a nice, soft, kind of muted raspberry. I don't know. That's kind of, again, my opinion. I don't know if it's the right description, but okay, last two in this one. This one is Willow. Again, super soft, scratches easily. This has more texture than this one. So again, they're all the soft. They're not smooth, they're not crock or anything like that. So this is a gorgeous green. There is a new green out that is, I think, Daphne. I believe it's pebbled, and it's a much brighter green. So it's like more of a spring green. This one is a nice, soft kind of late spring, early summer kind of green. There is literally a color for every season and holiday and celebration, if that's how you see it. So that is Willow. And then the last one in this collection is Juniper. So Juniper is kind of a, as you can tell, a bluish green. And I think I just scratched it. So here's these two side by side. So this has more of like a, I guess it would be like a turquoise color to it than the Willow. Same concept, it will scratch easily. It does have a good bit of floppiness, but you put the books in there. Now, having a lighter weight cover, if you add in your books, is not going to overburden the weight of what you're carrying. So that is something to consider if you don't like carrying around a heavy planner. A lighter weight leather is definitely going to be your friend and, keep your purse from pulling down on your shoulders. So this is Juniper. Let me see. I'm going to try and stack these in my little space over here. Hopefully, if you hear a crash, they all went down. Hopefully they don't, but okay. All right, so I got those out of the way. Now let's pull down what I reference or call the Smooth collection. So that would be these. Now, something to consider as you're buying a cover, whether it's to start your collection or it is to add to your collection. Again, I've been with Planner Perfect for quite some time, so obviously I've accumulated a lot. The thing that I'm trying to explain is that you don't need to put them in the bag they come in and put them in a box or put them on a shelf or whatever. You can actually use your covers that you're not using as covers to hold your archived books. So especially if you're doing memory keeping, you can stuff the books in here, put them on your shelf, and then they stay structured. You've utilized them, and when you want to use them for your current planner, you just take the books out, pop the new ones in, and you're ready to go. So that's something to consider when you're looking at the do I want to buy it thing. Okay, you're already familiar with this one. This one is Poppy. I do have this one in a wide, and I do love the deep red. She is a little bit of structure to her. I don't know. I've just always found, I'm going to kind of separate this pile. I've always found Poppy just works great for holidays, for, especially Christmas. This is my go-to for Christmas all the time. I do have, and I've spoke about it, another green cover, which is called Olivia. And she was a very limited run. And silly me never picked her up in narrow. I only picked her up in wide. So that's unfortunate because that Olivia and this Poppy, they go together like cream in your coffee. They look gorgeous together. So this is Poppy. For me, she's a go-to red. When it comes to red, which I love it, red's my power color. I like the deep red. I don't like the bright oranges. Not for me. But Poppy. Ruby is the other red that is out. That Ruby does have a bit of orange in it. And then there's, what's the other one? You think I would remember because I ordered her. There is another red, Scarlet. That's what I was thinking of. And Scarlet, I've heard, is kind of the same as Ruby. I did order her. I'm hoping she's not too orangey. But again, the new ones I have coming are all in wide because that's what's being offered right now. So, Poppy, I'm trying to give you all the lowdown while quickly speed talking so that I can give you all the information so you can make your best decision for your cover. Okay, so this one here is Harper. It is a nice, rich black color. And she has a bit of structure, like it's not anything you immediately notice or recognize, but she will scratch. You can see some of the scratches here. And my little, okay, so let me talk about that quickly. So that is the elastic that closes the Traveler's Notebook up. Why do I pull this through? I've been asked this. Why do I pull this through? When I get them, they come this way. And I've always done this same thing when I've stored them because really what that does is it keeps, if I'm not using it to hold journals, it keeps this from leaving a line across your journal or your Traveler's Notebook cover if you don't like that. So it's just a nicer way to store them. So this here is Harper. She is, again, a smooth leather, a smidge of structure. I'm not going to say, I'm trying to think of the word. I don't want to say waxy feel. It's not waxy. Scratch that. Don't believe that. But in terms of like, if you think of suede, you know how that feels. I'm trying to give you that vibe or understanding as to what it feels like. She's my go-to black leather cover. Harper, 100%. Her and Isabella together. Love, 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 love. Okay, so this is Harper. Let me quick speed talk. I'm getting on in time. So this one here is a tough one for me because this is, this leather is, oh my gosh. I'm going to pop it up on the screen for you. I can't remember, for any leather I can't remember the name of. As I have it on the screen, I'll pop up the name for you. It may come to me, but if not, it will be on the screen. So this leather here is in the smooth line. Again, a bit of structure. What I thought was nice is it's got this smooth, rich brown color on the outside, and you open it and it's got this nice kind of rich, not caramel, like a deeper color than that, interior. I don't know, it just really caught my eye. The thing to note about this leather super, super, super easily scratches up, and you won't be able to get the scratches out. And over time, if you use this cover, say with 4 books in it, you'll see on the spine here, let's see if I can get the angle. So you see how it's lighter here and lighter here? That will expand a little bit more because with the books being in there and this getting wear, that's how this leather is wearing. So just note that it's not hazel. I have hazel in a wide. This is not hazel. Oh gosh, I can't remember her name. But I keep her because if I'm not taking her anywhere and it's staying in my craft room in my office, the color is just a beautiful fall color. So that's why I hold on to her and I just treat her with some tender loving care. If you're someone who throws it into your purse, well, if you don't like the scratches, then don't look at this leather. Okay, so we'll call it her, because I don't even remember what her name is. And now that I'm running out of space on my chair over here that I had to pull over, I need to start stacking back here again. Next in the smooth leather is Gabriella. So this is the first, and I believe the only, orange toned leather. So this has got a nice burnt orange, I guess I would say. It is perfect for fall. Again, a lot of these are fall colors because when I was in Planner Perfect in the early years, fall was just that time where things kicked up and everything kind of fell within that color palette. So Gabriella, same thing. There's a bit of structure. You can see from the structure how it pickles a little bit right there. But it'll be super sturdy if you put your 3 or 4 books into it, however you choose to use it. It does have on the outside, this is the nice thing. On the outside is kind of like a wheat or a oatmeal colored thread. On the inside, it's orange, if you can see that. Pretty, right? The outside still, of course, has the wheat stitching, but the inside with that contrasting stitching is gorgeous. Not contrasting to this color, but contrasting to the border. I don't know, that just is really cool. I was uncertain because, again, I don't like orange, but this is my vibe. A nice fall orange, and I'm good. Okay. Next is Maragold. Almost forgot. So Maragold has been around. I've used this quite a bit in the fall. You know, she scratches again, smooth. She is, again, same thing, kind of like a wheat stitching on the outside. And then on the inside has a contrasting yellow. Did that do that in this leather? I never even noticed. No. Oh, yeah, it did on the pocket. There's the brown. You know, here's the funny thing. Is that like that in all of them? Let me check. Let me pull earlier one. This is jade. So see, it's like every time I look at them, I see something different. Again, the same stitching. And this is an older leather. So yeah, it's kind of cool, I think. Okay, so Marigold, again, nice soft color, perfect for fall. If you like oranges, I'm going to show you a combination. In fact, when I show it to you, I'll get rid of this one. Because, yeah, we're in the middle of summer, but it's been smoking hot and humid. So I'm already thinking about fall. So I'm going to show you a combination for fall. You're going to love it. So here's Marigold, scratches easily, has the nice complementary stitching, contrast to the outside stitching. And she is just a gorgeous, gorgeous fall color. There is, or maybe a few marigolds that have, it's a lasered sunflower, or sorry, daisy on the front cover. I think I only have one and it's in a wide. So there were 2 kinds. There was a single, and then there was one where I had it scattered around, and that was called the bouquet. So I don't know if it's still available. You'd have to check. Because again, as you can see, I have a lot. It's hard to remember what's available, what's not. But Marigold, gorgeous fall. Let's put her over there. Okay, last 2 in this setup that I'm doing is Jacqueline. You've seen it, so I don't have a whole lot to tell you on her. But again, what's nice is she has a black stitching throughout. She is not a pure white. It's kind of like a wintry white maybe, or a creamy white. I'm not sure how to, label the white shadings because, every color comes in these variation of shades. So I would say it's a winter white. That's what I would say. There are some other white colors in the collection that are in different leathers. I have one in wide, and now I have a couple coming. Gonna see how they look. We'll more on that, more to come on that. So this is Jacqueline. You've seen her before, and she pairs well with Poppy as well. Again, Christmas time. So when you have a contrasting stitching to a color, it just elevates it a little bit more. So this is Jacqueline. I'm going to kind of set her there. Ran out of space. And you have all seen this leather in my B6 Slim, which is my summer nature journal. This is Molly, and she's as bright as it comes. She is a hot pink. She is a super structure, as you can see. I have not worked with my Narrow much, but she's got some structure. I don't even know if you could do 4 books and have it look okay or comfortably feel okay, because I haven't used her in that manner yet. So a little bit of structure, hot pink, I guess is the color, perfect for summer. But if you're not wanting something floppy because you like something with a little bit of sturdiness, Molly's your girl. So that concludes the smooth leathers. I need to see if I can move these because I'm going to bring in the last of my leathers in the Narrow collection, which are, they're not so much a variation. Some of them could have been put in maybe smooth or whatnot, but I do have 3 browns I want to show you. Okay, and here they are. This one is my most used one. Okay, so let me see if I can't set these up here for a sec. Okay, don't fall over. Stay. Okay, these 3 leathers are gorgeous in their own right. This is Kora, this is Coco, and this is Adele. Kora, it was my first original deep, rich fall dirt brown, I guess is how you'd call it. She's just gorgeous. I mean, I've used her with all of the fall books, and it just looks gorgeous. There's no contest with Kora to any other browns. And that's what I love about the brown shades, is there's so many of them, and not one can compete with the next because they all have their own beauty individually. So Kora has a little bit of structure. She is a soft leather, in the sense that she's not like Jacqueline soft, but you can feel the texture and you can feel the sturdiness, but it's not like that in the weight. So she's a nice leather. I do love Kora. Sadly, I do not believe that there's many left, if any at all. She may have been a retired leather. So this one here is my wallet, which is, it is the everyday wallet, I think is what it was called. And it comes with a strap, which you can connect on this corner and this corner, and it's a crossbody. So the other benefit is it is half traveler's notebook, half out and about, total wallet, and then it has a back pocket. So you have your card slots for your cards. You have, again, the zipper for putting money in, pocket here, pocket here. This pocket is meant for your cell phone or anything else, you know, maybe some pens or pencils, a ruler. This is a 2-strand narrow wallet. So when you talk about the narrow, you know, it has 4 strands. This is the same thing. It's the same size. It just only has 2. So if you wanted to do shopping lists and notes, boom, here's your wallet for you. It's multi-purpose. It's a gorgeous setup. And I haven't used Coco much, but I do love, just like Azura, the variations of light throughout the leather. And I do think, though, because again, I haven't used her much, I do believe she is an easily scratched leather. So just keep that in mind. So that's Coco. Last one in my Narrow is Adele. This is OG Adele. And I say that because there is Adele in the shop currently, but the leather is not this. It is probably more like these other ones. It's smooth. So it has a smoother texture to it. This one, it has a texture. You can feel it. It's very, again, when we talked about the weight of carrying 4 books in a cover, the old Adele, I don't have a new one to compare for you, but the old Adele was perfect because it's so lightweight. You put 4 books in there and you're never even going to know you're carrying 4 books in a traveler's notebook. There are some newer variations to Adele as well, where they're offering the laser etched daisy on the cover. They're currently out of stock. I think they have trouble keeping it in stock because it's so popular. So if you ever see it, if you want a brown, you want to get started, choose an Adele. I do believe that the newer one, even though it's a smoother leather, is still going to make you happy. I don't know that any of these may not make you happy, with the exception of that one brown that does scratch super, super easy. But anything else, I think you're going to be totally happy. I have no doubts whatsoever. Now, before I go quickly, because it did get on in time and it's going to be longer, I'll try and cut out what I can when I can. Let me set these aside. Is my fall colors. Boom, boom, and boom. So let me show you. Okay, so what I did was I grabbed a bunch of journal cards because I want to show you how these 3 colors, and again, you can't get Kora, but you can find equivalents, how they look with fall. I mean, look at these things. Look, 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 look. It's so gorgeous. Where's the one I really wanted to show you? Is it here? Here it is. Okay, so this, right? I mean, I don't think you can go wrong. Hello, Autumn. That goes well. These are my 2 fave girls. Love her. And look, you can set them up. You can, yeah. I mean, you can't go wrong. I think, oh, here's the scarecrow. That's what I wanted to show you. Let's get the scarecrow. Look at the scarecrow with Kora. And again, I realize she's not available. I apologize for that. But you could pull in any leather for that matter. Pull in, last one, I promise. Let's pull over the leather. I couldn't remember her name. I'll try and find that. But then take the scarecrow. See? Right? Okay. Enough of that. I'll just, I'll leave you to marinate on that for a little bit. And so this, as I said, was a super long video. And I just wanted to show you the full collection and, you know, what you're going to get with the leathers, like all the options. These were older leathers. I do understand that. But you can find equivalents. Like I said, I think Maragold, I have like fuzz everywhere. Maragold is still in the shop, I believe. I believe Gabriella might be there as well. When you can't find something under the leather category, go to the retired. Everything in the retired, grab it when you can because you will miss out if you don't. Those are going away. So here is some inspiration for you for our upcoming fall. And I'll pop the names up of the ones I forgot. And beyond that, this is my narrow collection, all those leathers. And now I got to display them on my shelf somehow, which I will share with you how I accomplish that in the days or weeks to come. So enough talking. I want to thank you so much for hanging out with me today. If you liked this video, I hope you hit that subscribe button as well as the like button. And then if you just want to see more of my videos, don't forget that subscribe button as well as the bell icon. So that's it for today. Happy shopping.